Hey everybody, I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are on episode 97, part 3 of the tease. But as always, before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, hit the bell icon if you want notification of future content.
Or click the link below and there you can find all of our social media.
All right.
13 T games.
13 T games. We've been trying to break this down into smaller segments for the teas. That will create more videos. However, it will also hopefully shorten those videos just a little bit. They've been getting kind of long.
Miss Gabby will make sure they stay long.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping not. Let's get started. Let's not dawdle, please. Try and keep this under an hour.
Things and rings.
Things and rings. We picked this up at a Gen Con or something. I don't remember where we grabbed it. But neither one of us were curious about this whatsoever.
No, this just looked ridiculous on the table when we first saw it.
And we got to play it at a BGI event.
Mm-hmm. Bruce played it with us.
Bruce brought it and taught it to everybody and kind of was the ringmaster, for lack of a better term. I don't know if that's what they actually call it. But we really enjoyed it. We played it like 2 or 3 times that day. The knower. It's called it should be the ringmaster. It makes more sense.
It's the knower because you know how the words go together.
Yes, I get why it's named that, but I think that the ringmaster makes more sense. Just saying. All right, so the way this plays, this is your basic Venn diagram. If you're not familiar with a Venn diagram, it is 3 separate circles of different information, and at different points, those circles could overlap. One thing what is going on here? At one point, everything could be part of one or more pieces of the Venn diagram. So you set up your rings.
That is an ugly Venn diagram.
Shush. You set up your rings like so. So you have your area, you have your blue, you have your yellow, you have your red, you have your area where red and yellow intersect, green and blue intersect, green and blue? Blue and red intersect. I probably said all these colors wrong. And blue and yellow intersect. And then you have the area where everything intersects. So the idea with this game is that one of the players is the knower, or as I'm going to forever now call them, the ringmaster.
Nope.
You choose one of each color. You choose a blue, which is an attribute. Now, these do come in 3 different levels of difficulty, which I did not know the first time I was the knower. You have your yellow, which is some aspect of the word itself. And then you have your red, which is the context that the item could be used in. The knower chooses one of these 3 cards at whatever difficulty they choose. For your first time being the knower, difficult may not be the way to go. For example, and we'll just go easy today. So for example, this one says mostly found outside. This is the context of the word. Well, if the word that somebody is putting down is canoe, well, that's definitely going to go over here. But the problem is that all the other players don't know that this means mostly found outside.
Yep.
So we'll come back. We'll keep canoe out there. So let's choose an easy one. There we go. Easy for word has an O. It has an O in it. Okay. And then for easy blue, an attribute has 1 or more holes. I don't think the top of the canoe would be a hole.
No.
You don't want holes.
You don't want holes in the canoe, so it would stay there.
Yes.
But if they put it there,
then I would
the knower would move it to there because that's where it goes. And then you'd have to draw the card.
What happens? Everybody has 5 cards in their hand. So if I have these 5 cards in my hand, and the knower knows all this information. Oh, by the way, there's always a none out there too, because some of these words, none of these attributes, none of them apply. And you've got your little things out, so you can always be remembered exactly, you can always be reminded of exactly what each circle does.
Well, some of the words you put down can be remembered.
Well, yes. At the very beginning of the game, the knower is putting out a couple of clues. Okay, so a wardrobe. Well, it's definitely not ever used outside. What were my attributes? It has an O in it, so it definitely goes here. 1 or more holes. I mean, mean, and this is where a lot of this is subjective.
This is subjective because you could say
The screw
some
holes have
wardrobes,
holes in 'em.
some
Yeah.
wardrobes have keyholes.
That's true. They have keyholes in them. They might have windows in them, so it could go. This is where it gets really subjective. A sofa. Well, I'm hoping a sofa does not have holes in it. But,
No.
you know,
It has an
it
O
isn't
in it.
outside, but it does have an O, so it would go here. A ladder. A ladder is used outside
And inside.
and inside, but it could be used outside, mostly found outside. This type of ladder is typically outside, right?
No.
No?
No. Those are your step ladders for inside. A lot of the step ladders
That
are
has
inside.
tape on it. I would not trust that ladder.
Yeah.
No, not this one's going to the recycle bin. And a broken rung.
Most of the step ladders I use at work are inside. It's usually
Okay.
extension ladders on the outside.
Oh, that makes sense.
Or just
Okay.
scaffolding.
Okay. Well, in this case, this doesn't qualify for anything here. So it would go up here and none. So once the knower has kind of preset the board, everybody else has this information to go off. And I think
Yeah.
there's actually 5 out. But so now, if I choose canoe, well, canoe, it doesn't have anything to do with sofa. I don't know what these contexts are yet. So maybe I put it over here. The attribute being has 1 or more holes.
No.
The knower is going to go, yeah, no, that's not right. It goes over here. And that gives everybody else a little bit of a glint of what exactly these attributes are. The goal is to get rid of all the cards in your hand. You do so by getting a correct answer. If I had the canoe and I put it here and the knower goes, yeah, that's right, then I don't have to draw another card. I get to actually go again. Then I would take my clock and go, that doesn't have anything to do with a canoe. Doesn't, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this word is. Words can be single syllable. It could be double syllable. It could be 2 vowels next to each other. It could be anything. I don't know yet that it says there's an O in the letter. So maybe I put the clock over here because we're trying to glean what this is. And he goes, what is that? 1 or more holes? Again, subjective. There's going to be holes in the back from where you wind it and stuff, at least this type of clock. So maybe it goes here. Well, I got that wrong. Now I have to draw another card, and it's the next player's turn. And you keep doing this until somebody's out of cards.
And then try and
Little
guess
by
what the
little,
things were.
Yeah, little
afterwards.
by little, you start figuring out exactly what each of the pieces mean. And it's easier to lay stuff down. But then you think you've got something right, and the knower throws it up in the none, and you're like, okay, back to the drawing board. This is just such a fun
Yeah, it was a
game.
surprise for us.
Yes.
We did not think it would
I did not expect to like
be
this
really
game at
that
all.
great of a game.
Yeah, and it has actually turned into one of our more
Yeah, we pull
favorite
this out a
party
lot.
games. All right, so if you were like us and think that this game doesn't hold a lot of merit and you haven't even tried it, give it a shot. I was very surprised by this one. So anyway, that is Things and Rings, or as Greg likes to call it Rings and Things. We're going to definitely hold on to this one.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's turned into one of our favorite party games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right. It is not upside
So
down.
clever, or
That's
as they
pretty
say,
clever.
gone. That's pretty clever.
So Clover's a totally different game.
Yeah, that's pretty clever. Yeah, so clever's a different game. Gone Sean Clever.
Yes. This is one we've actually had this for a while. This
Yes,
was
we
one
had it
of
when
our-
it first came out.
This was one of our favorite roll and writes for a really long time.
Yep.
So the way this one plays, it is a dice roll and write. Whoever's turn it is rolls the dice. They can choose which dice they want to keep. Ultimately, they're going to get to keep 3 dice. Maybe. Depends on what
True.
dice they choose.
True.
So the way this happens is that they choose a die. Once they choose a die, anything of lower value goes
Go into
into the
this-
bin for everybody else to choose.
Goes
from.
on the silver
At the
tray.
end of their turn, at the end of this person's turn, they get to choose 1 dice off of this tray.
Everybody else does.
Everybody else does.
Yes.
Then they get to use whatever dice they grab. So maybe I grab this yellow 4. I would put my yellow 4 here. Both of the ones would disappear. They would go over to the tray. I no longer have access to the purple or orange this round. So this yellow 4 would go here, and then I would take and I would mark off the 4 in this yellow section. Each die corresponds with a section, typical roll and write. The purple down here, you can put any number down there, It just has to be greater than the number you put before. So if I put a 5 here, the next one has to be a 6. Once I get to 6, I can restart at 1. I can kind of start over. But if I have a 1 here, then the next one has to be higher than a 1. If I have a 5 here, I have to put a 6 down. There's no way around it. Or I can't continue. The oranges, it just simply multiplies whatever number you put down there. You just simply get those points. So if I put this 1, 1 might not be the best option for an orange.
Well, it
because
adds.
it's only 1 point.
It adds together.
These
There's a
all
couple
add
areas
together.
that have multipliers
There
on
are.
it of the dice, but
The green, you have to have greater than a specific number. So like this 4 would work because it's greater than a 1. The next one has to be greater than a 2, greater than a 3, greater than a 4. And you finally get to, or equal to, or greater than a 5, and then it starts back over at 1. Again, these numbers these numbers don't add together. You get points based on how many times you activate it.
yes.
The yellow, you cross off whatever number, and then as you finish up rows and columns, you get bonuses. Over here, same thing. You cross off whatever number in the blue section, and then when you finish up rows and columns, you get bonuses. Here's the trick, though. The white and the blue, both white can be wild.
Yes.
It can activate anything. But it also
Adds to
the blue. So this would be a blue 12. If you can see that, because I'm just realizing my thumb's in the way. That would be a blue 12. The only problem is if I take one of these, I could take one of these, but then these disappear too, and now the most I'm going to have is this, and that's it. So what happens, though, is that if I use the white and mark myself a blue 12, I would re-roll the blue, and now I'd have to take the blue. I now have a blue 9 because this 6 is already set. So the white is a little weird in the way it works, but it works.
Yeah.
As
I would take the blue first.
Yes, I probably would too, because the white would
'Cause
give
the
you
white
more
can be-
flexibility
yeah.
everywhere. You're right. That would have been a much smarter move. After you've taken whatever dice you're going to take, so say I took this 4, I would re-roll the rest of the dice that are left that did not get taken away. I do the same thing. I take one of the dice. I place it. Anything of lower value disappears. Then I would re-roll whatever's left and keep doing that till I have at most 3 dice. Whatever's up here at the end of my turn, every other player gets to choose one of them. Now, if this white was in here, the other players could go, well, I really want to use that blue. The blue's on my board at a 4. Okay, that's a blue 9 as far as they're concerned, if they want to mark off their blue 9, if that's how they want to use the white. I've always loved this roll and write.
Yeah.
It balloons, it snowballs.
Yeah, because
really
sometimes
quick.
it gives you an extra dice.
Yep.
It lets you re-roll things.
Yeah, it is a
Up
really
the top
neat.
gives you an X
Extra
or
bonuses,
a 6
yeah.
or yeah.
So, because all of these have little bonuses in them as soon as you cross certain thresholds. When I get up to the 4 in the green, I get an extra die, which just simply means, okay, I've got my 3 dice here. I could either use one of these dice again, or I could use one of the ones I had to throw away. Maybe I really wanted that one purple, or maybe that purple was a 4 and I wanted that 4 down here because I needed something higher than what I already have. Then I could cross off my extra die and use that, even though I've already got my 3 for this round.
Yes.
I've always loved this one, and I know there's a whole series of this particular set.
Yes.
This is the only one we have. Anyway, you were checking the back, weren't you?
No, I was going to take it, put it back over there. I was like, no, we're not talking about it again.
Anyway, that's pretty clever, i.e. Ganchan clever. Just a really neat roll and write. Very quick to play, plays 4 players, and yeah, I really like it. All right.
All right. That old wallpaper.
This is well, it's just a tableau building, really.
Yeah.
So, but with a little bit of a twist to it. So
You're
you
drafting.
have, you're drafting
Actually, it's
cards,
kind of a bid
but
draft.
It's like a blind bid
Yeah.
type of thing. You know what you're bidding, but you don't know what anybody else is bidding.
It's kind of like the bidding from Raw.
Little
Because
bit.
you're bidding a number out, and
Yes.
the highest number is going to get the card.
So what happens here is you put out up to the number of players. In a 2-player game, you have grandma playing with you, which is basically a dummy player. So you put out, so in a 4-player game, you're going to have 4 cards out. So there are certain symbols on here that allow you to put a second card out in a row. So if maybe this guy here had come out at the very end, then I would have put a second card in that row, making that row a little more advantageous to grab. Well, let me do this. Everybody has their bid cards. You have 10 cards, 1 to 10. At the beginning of the game, you shuffle them up. This plays in 3 rounds. Each round incorporates 6 bids. You take the top 5 cards, and these are the ones you have to work with on this hand. So maybe I really want this one because it's 2 cards. My lowest card, though, is a 3. I may or may not get that, but I'll try. So I'm going to bid my 3. I put it face down. Every other player around the table does the same thing. They all put down the bid based on, hopefully, the card they want that fits into their tableau the best. All together, everybody reveals what they bid. And then you put the cards in numerical order, starting here, and whoever bid that in the correct order gets that card. So maybe somebody else bid a 1. They really wanted this one. So I might end up here instead, so I get this card. If 2 people tie, you resolve that last. Whoever, and this is where these come into play. Yeah, whoever's first in the bid order.
Yeah, this starts out
here.
player order, and
Right.
then whoever is at the beginning of the line wins the bid.
Wins the bid, takes whatever card they want.
And
And
then
then
moves to the end of the
to
line.
the end of the line, so they're no longer in bid order. The other person gets a generic, basically a generic piece of wallpaper they can put anywhere in their grid at the end of the game. So it kind of helps finish some stuff off. So ultimately, you are trying to match up in your wallpaper, and you can turn the cards any way you want. You're trying to match up symbols. So you're trying to do this number, and scoring is actually,
A
if you
set.
can see that, yeah, you have to score sets. So right now I don't even have one
Yeah,
set,
so you need a set of a large one and then
a
a set of a
small
small one.
which I could do this. So here you go. Here I would have a large set
There you go.
of 1 large yellow, 1 small yellow right there. It keeps flipping because of the way my hand's holding it. That would give me, I think, 1 point, or is it 1? No, that gives me 2 points.
Yes.
You get 2 points for every set that you have. So you go through and you count up how many large yellows you have, how many small yellows, how many large reds, how many small reds, the whole works, and then you multiply. I think it's an interesting game.
Yes.
I know it does not have a lot of high praise, which, I mean, to each their own. I really like that pattern building, though. I've always liked pattern building. And I think this adds a little kick to it with this blind bid, because you don't ever know what you're going to get. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to use the card you got. You just may not be able to use it as advantageously as you'd hoped. Anyway, that old wallpaper, we're going to hold on to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Things that crawl.
Okay, I played this one a while back with Colleen and Ben and Luella.
Yes, and this is a game for
4 and up.
4 and up.
Ultimately, what you're doing, you're trying to make sets of animals. Each animal is comprised of 3 cards. Like here is part of the scorpion, there's part of the worm, tarantula. But yeah, these are all various insects. A lot of these are found out west.
I'm looking for there's the other
part of the scorpion. As I said, the point of this is to get full sets of animals. Once you have a full set of animals, you spin the spinner, and that tells you how many points you got for this particular animal. There's a scorecard you write down the points on so you can keep track of how many points everybody has. And then you set this animal aside. He's done. He no longer goes back in the deck. However, in order to get those full sets of animals, you are spinning the spinner like so. And each one of these icons means something different. It could let you pull a card from the top of the deck. It could let you take a card from somebody else. It could let you swap cards with somebody else. Somebody else may have my scorpion, and I'm going to get rid of this single piece of worm that I have that I no longer need. So I'm going to give that person this worm, and I'm taking my scorpion tail so I can score him. All sorts of different things.
Miss a turn.
You can miss a turn, yes. You could just literally skip your turn.
We did that a lot.
We did that a lot, yes. I mean, it was okay. It's built for 4-year-olds.
Yep.
I like the
It's
pictures, and
It's good with, I guess, set building.
Yes.
It helps with the set building.
It does help with set building, and yeah, we are going to go ahead and let this one go. It's a little younger than we want to try and hold on to.
Yep.
But I thought it was interesting.
Yes.
Anyway, things that crawl. Oh, there's actually 3 games in one. So there's 2 other ways to play it too that we did not play. So
No. Things that fly, and things that swim. You probably can mix them together.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay. Anyway, it's leaving the collection. All right.
Texas Roll'em. This is not poker.
Okay. Yeah, this one did not quite hit the way we thought it might, or the way we had hoped. So it has. You have your.
The whole setup looks like it's a poker game.
It does. It does. And
nowhere
I
near
feel like it should play that way, but it doesn't. So this plays actually like liar's dice.
Yes, it's liar's dice.
It's liar's dice with a poker theme. Everybody has so many chips. You get so many dice. At the start of the turn, you lay out a couple of dice on specific numbers. Everybody shakes up the dice they get. You throw your cup down, and then one by one, you're trying to decide. You're trying to guess. You get to look at yours, of course, but you have to decide how many 3s are out there, how many 4s are out there, whatever. It's liar's dice.
Yep.
And if you're wrong, you lose a die, or if you're right, you lose a die. I don't remember, but I think I prefer just straight up liar's dice. Why the theme?
Yeah, because you got the 2 dice out there, and you're using that for what you got underneath that, and saying that, and then you're going to bet. And then you're thinking, okay, now the turn card's going to come out. And then you can bet again. And then the river card, no. It's you bet and then the other cards come out. Yeah. Or the other dice come out. And it's like going.
It's, like I said, they put a poker theme on liar's dice. That's all it is.
They tried to put a Texas Hold'em theme on it, and it did not work, I don't think.
I think I'd rather have my Pirates of the Caribbean liar's dice. Or just straight up liar's dice, honestly.
Pursudio.
Yeah, or Pursudio, which is, again, liar's dice.
Yes, it is.
This one, the theme just didn't hit with us, which is sad. We really hoped it would, but it did not. So yeah, Texas Roll'em, short and sweet.
Upside down.
Upside down, but leaving the collection nonetheless. So, yeah. There you go. All right.
That was quick.
That was quick. I'm trying to get faster here.
Terzetto, the head-to-head marble match.
I like this one, but I don't know. Okay, so it plays 2-player. Each player takes a set of marbles, and there's 3 of each one in here. Which set you lay out is totally up to you on each turn. So how this works is there's this I don't know what you would call this little shaker thing. So what happens, you're making a lot of noise in the microphone, buddy. Give me that. So what happens, at the start of your turn, you're going to shake this up and you're going to flip it. And then you have to put all of one color marble into your 5x5 grid in this pattern. So this is going to go, I would be much smarter to put these over on the edge. Doesn't matter where, they just have to be in this pattern. And then the next player is going to do the same thing. And then you're going to shake it and you're going to do the same thing. Now I have this little square, this L shape. So maybe I'm going to go here with my yellows, like so. Then the next player is going to go. Then you're going to go. Oh, that's a little more difficult. So I've got 2 and then one up. So I'm going to take my oranges and I'm going to go 2 here and 1 here. The goal is to get all of your marbles into this grid first. Whoever runs out of marbles first wins the game. We tied. We ran out on the same turn.
Well, we didn't run out of marbles. We ran out of spaces because we couldn't do the shape.
Oh, that's right. Because if everybody has to pass it once, then everybody loses. Or no, you don't lose. I'm sorry. You end the game and you count up.
Yeah.
So this would go right there. I was really excited to try this one. It's one that I've been intrigued by since I first got it at Goodwill. It was not as exciting as I had hoped it would be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We are going to let this one go. Yeah. It just was not what I had hoped. And it only plays 2 players, so we can't even try to make it more so with other players. So, yay, I got it on right. Anyway, that is Terzetto, the head-to-head marble match. We are going to let this one go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We swear there are some really cool games in here.
He just piles them all on the bottom.
ThinkBlot. Not really.
All
kind
right.
of.
ThinkBlot. Okay. Another party game. You have this giant book. The idea with this guy is that you choose one puzzle. And there are different categories that you are looking for. And I don't...
It's a dice.
It's a die roll. That's what it is. There are different categories that you are looking at this puzzle for. So the very beginning of the book gives you your rule book, your rules. And it tells you all your rules right here. And it even tells you what the dice means. And I'm looking for that page,
Set up.
Here we go.
Let's play.
When the blot is rolled, players look for something in look at the ThinkBlot image, write down. Okay, so the blot means anything.
Yes.
There's no theme to it. Anything you think you see and you can explain to somebody, you write down on your score pad. Then there's also categories. There's a bug. That means creatures. If you see a creature, it can be an animal, can be something make-believe, it can be a dragon. If it's a creature, then you can write it down. There's everything people, food.
Everyday people.
Everyday people. I'm reading this upside down. So,
food, glorious food.
Food and wearables. So, depending on what the dice rolls, determines on what you're looking for in this image. And then when everybody's ready, you flip to an image and everybody starts writing down for a 3-minute timer. I believe it was a 3-minute timer.
Aye.
And you're looking at this, trying to figure out what you see.
So you're looking for anything. That's no fun. Wearables.
Okay, upside down I see a tent. That's all I see, and that's not a wearable.
You don't wear a tent.
I know you don't wear a tent, but that's all I see anyway. Okay, let's do this. Flip to a new one. This one.
A pair of pants.
How do you see a pair of pants out of that?
Pair of pants. You got the pockets, the legs, the thong on top of it. I don't know. That's anyway.
Oh my god. I see maybe a pair of sunglasses. Oh no, this is the one we did have wearables, because remember I said a bra and you didn't see it.
I still don't see it, people, but
whatever. Yeah. You get the idea. You're looking at this weird blot trying to figure out what you see and if you can explain it. Because if at least one other person buys your explanation, you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
You're still looking, aren't you?
No, there's not much on there.
Okay, no, there's not. We're going to let this one go as well. I just didn't find it that fun. It just was not as engaging or as funny as I'd hoped it would be. Anyway, ThinkBlot is going to leave the collection as well. We're clearing some shelves today.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Terror Below.
I.e. Tremors.
Tremors, yeah, pretty much.
I've never even seen the movie. But, yeah. Okay, so with this one, you've got a board shaped like an egg. And I'll show some pictures rather than pull the whole board out.
Yes.
But the idea of it is that you are moving your little vehicle around. And here is the vehicles that actually come with the game.
The tank does too. It comes with the expansion.
Yeah. So you're moving your little vehicle around, which, as the owner of way more micro machines than I should have, we replaced all of ours with actual micro machines. Because
I like how
why
we
wouldn't you?
changed the van with a bug.
There you go.
The VW.
Yep,
van.
yep. There's that
The
one.
microbus.
There's that. We've got a Jeep for the Jeep. Yeah. Anyway, or no, I guess that's the Jeep. There
That's
we go.
the Humvee.
That's
and
the
so we replaced it with a
and
Range
we have
Rover.
a little sports car. See, there's a little sports car. And this guy we really... Oh,
I
no,
know
we
Jeff
have...
liked that because we changed the Camaro out for a Mustang. See, Jeff?
And then we have this little guy, the station wagon.
With a Mad Max.
You know, it's whatever. So, all that aside, the idea with this is you're trying to pick up eggs and rubble and defeat the worms to get to a certain point. The first player to 20 points wins. Every time you defeat a worm, you get a point for it, unless you have a special mission to go after a specific worm, in which case you might get a few more points out of it. You can deliver eggs to 5 locations on the board and get points for it. They're trying to do various research, or they're collecting them for whatever reason. And if you can deliver the worm, if you can pick up the eggs and deliver the eggs, you get points for it. Each location on the board, again, there's 5 of them, give you special benefits. You start out the game with 3 cards depicting your team. You pick a team leader, and that team leader has a special ability. And it could be the taxi driver. Grady, the taxi driver, gets an additional action point. Typically, you only get 3 or 4, so
I
you
had
get
him.
an extra one. But it can only be used for movement. Well, that's okay. You want to move around the board. You're going to move every turn.
Yes.
The government researcher, Carlos, at the end of your turn, move a target token 2 spaces in any direction.
That's the other one I had.
Target tokens are... They identify where the worm is going to pop out of the ground next.
Yes.
So, as this game progresses, you are playing movement cards. And these cards... That is not movement cards.
No.
You are playing movement cards. And these movement cards are going to tell you a couple of different things. First of all, they're going to tell you where a specific target moves. At the bottom of the board, you have 3 different targets, 1, 2, and 3. Those target tokens are out on the board somewhere. When you lay a card down, each worm in the pile has a specific threshold. Tinkerbell will only take 4 vehicles driving over him before he erupts out of the ground, causing all sorts of damage. When you are laying down your movement card, when you decide what you're going to do for your action, you lay it into one of those 3 slots. At that time, whichever slot you laid it into, that token moves.
Yep.
It'll move up a space, and then it'll move sideways a space. At this point, that doesn't mean anything. Unless you just laid the 4th card down, in which case, at the end of your turn, that worm is coming up out of the ground. Don't be in its path.
Right.
So then you can do your action. Boots gets to move twice in any direction, and when played, discard another vehicle card, gain additional action points equal to its number. But don't activate the bottom half. You just can't do a 7 because the 7 is a semi. So I would do this card, and then I would go ahead and finish my action. Maybe the next one I'm going to play is this guy. I don't have to move the target number, but that card still goes into wherever I just put this, which could potentially trigger a worm erupting. So I would do my action, and this one, move any target token 2 spaces. Okay, well, that worm is way too close to me, so I'm going to move him over and out of my way. At the end of your turn, after you've done everything you can do, which includes moving around the board, picking up rubble, picking up eggs, delivering stuff, completing contracts, all sorts of different things you can do on your turn, if you have triggered a worm ability, or you have triggered a worm to erupt, then that happens. You have to resolve it. When that happens, the worm comes out at the central location. The egg, he drops an egg at the central location. Not the best mama here, but okay. Drops an egg, and then drops rubble in all the other locations based on this grid on every card. If you or one of your fellow players is at one of those locations where something just landed, you have to fight the worm. You just got hit by rubble, you drew his attention, you've got to fight the worm. You do that by certain health, basically. Tinkerbell only has 1 health.
That's 11.
That's 11. That's an 11.
That's an 11.
Since why don't any of them have 1? You have to be able to do 11 points of damage to him. As you are picking up rubble throughout the game, you are grabbing equipment cards and weapon cards.
Weapon cards.
They do various things. Most of them will do damage. Others may give you other abilities. So you're using your cards to try to do as much damage as you can. Otherwise, Tinkerbell kills your leader. Your leader flips over. You have to pick somebody else to be a leader. You lose that first ability. You gain whoever the new leader's ability is. And then, hopefully, before the end of the game, beat feet back to the hospital and revive your leader, your first leader.
Sometimes there's a hunt card to help.
Yes, and that's what I was talking about. If you have a card for a specific one, then you get, if you can defeat the worm, you can claim the hunt card and gain more points.
Or you can claim it by taking a card from one of the actions, allows you to take a card,
and keep it for yourself.
Yeah, a bounty card.
Yes, there is that option too. So, I mean, lots going on. It's not a complex game by any stretch.
No, it's not.
But we've always enjoyed our plays of it.
Yeah.
It does create a lot of laughter. As various people...
We have a classic picture.
We do have a classic picture, and if I can find it, I will post it right now. So yeah, we're going to hold on to it. I like it. It doesn't come off the shelf often, but we do enjoy our plays of it when it does. Terror Below, a.k.a. Tremors, is sticking around. Oh. Don't look at me.
Tesseract.
We picked this one up actually not that long ago. We got it on clearance at Saltier's. We got it came with these gorgeous, I mean, you heard that thump, right? Metal dice.
Those are the upgraded dice.
These are the upgraded dice. The other dice are down here. Are just these plastic guys. So I don't want to get rid of them, but you know, at the same time, I can see where the plastic ones would be easier to read.
They're easier to read, yeah.
But they're not nearly as cool.
No.
So this one is a cooperative game.
Yes.
Where you are attempting to fill in your containment board prior to one of two things happening. Either the Tesseract emptying out of dice. The Tesseract is a 4x4 grid of dice that sits on this rotating pedestal. You have 8 different difficulties, so you choose which one you want. It's right here. Oh, that. And then that goes there, and then that goes on top. Thank you. That goes on top of that. So that as you're looking at this, and some of them are stacked up on top, then you can turn it gently, so you don't throw dice off. You can turn it, and so you can see all the angles. As you are removing dice, you are putting them onto your player board. And each player can hold 6 dice at a time. You're putting them into your lab. And this actually describes all of your actions pretty thoroughly. I actually like this. This is a pretty good player board. Player aid / board all in one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so again, I started to say, you have to fill in your containment board prior to one of two things happening. Prior to this guy running out of dice or having 7 breaches. You hit your 7th breach, you've lost the game. A breach happens when, down here, at the end of every turn, you are removing 1 die off of here. And it's usually going to be the lowest one of the lowest number. So in this case, my lowest one that is available is this blue 2 over here. So I would take this blue 2 off, I would roll it. It is still a 2. These are really hard to read. So I would put it right here. When there gets to be 3 of them, we've got a breach. Mm-hmm. Nothing happens down here. You just simply mark the breach here. That's it. Each person does start out for the researcher. That gives you just an asymmetric ability.
Yeah.
You know, and it is cooperative. You want to win together. So it doesn't matter who has what ability as long as it's used, right? And then you also have these various cards that you can take by doing certain things. Not impossible to get, but sometimes you don't necessarily want to do what you have to do to get them.
Yes.
All right, so the goal again, fill in your containment field. So how that happens, you have to have a run of 3 on your board, or a set of 3. Whether it be 3 of the same color and the same number, or 3 of the same number but different colors. Or a run, 2, 3, 4, of all the same color or of different colors. So there are certain rules on what a run or a set can be.
Yes.
So like you can't have 2 red 2s and a blue 2. It has to be a blue, a gold, and a purple. When you have a set, one of the actions you can do is to contain. So when you contain, you take one of those set, one piece of that set, and you put it on the containment board. Your choice, but you put it onto the matching color and number that you just gave up. So I put it here. When all 4 of these have been filled in, it flips over a card down here. Or no, I take that back.
When 2
of them are filled in, it flips over a card. When all 4 are filled in, whoever filled in the last one gets that card. So
and it's usually a power for everybody.
Yeah, it's a powerful ability. When you fill in a whole row, you get to take 1 dice that's been destroyed and put it back on the Tesseract. That's really nice. But containment. You put your blue 2 down. That's a 4 now. You put your blue 2 down. The other 2 dice that are still sitting on your board, whatever they may have been. So maybe I had a 3 and a 4 here of different colors. That's a 2. It doesn't matter. It's what? Oh, there it is. There we go.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. You're right. I was looking for the 4. Okay, never mind. So maybe these are still sitting on my board, and this is the guy I gave up. I could keep these, because maybe I want to build again toward another containment. I mean, that is the goal of the game, right?
Or maybe you had a 5 of another color.
Right.
As well.
Maybe I had another 5. Maybe I had a purple 5 in here. And now I've still got another one I could contain with a different action. Or I can take these and I can completely re-roll them. New numbers, put them back in. Oh, that's a 5 and a 6. That's not too bad, actually. I could do that. And by doing that, I get to draw a card.
A level 1 card,
a level 1 less than the number of dice you just re-rolled.
Yes.
Another action is to turn in that card and pick up a different card of 1 higher level. So you can advance up higher levels. I enjoy what the game does. We've played it twice. The first time it was such an easy win. We're like, I don't know if there's much game here. So we dug it out with Doug and Sarah the following weekend and played a 4-player game of this. Yeah, we're going to have to find the finesse of a 4-player game because that was not a simple game.
Oh.
Now, mind you, we did upgrade the difficulty by 1.
It does say draw the research card of the level matching the number of dice rolled.
Oh, maybe it's 2, 3, or 4 then. Not
yeah, it's
1,
2, 3, or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking it was only 1, 2, 3. But as I was saying, I really enjoyed what it does. I feel like we're gonna have to play it some more in order to find that finesse, especially at the harder levels. The easy level was too easy. The hard level was really hard. We actually lost that one. And we didn't play super hard. I think we upgraded to like a 4 instead of the 8. But yeah, good game nonetheless. We did enjoy it. I've heard some people really not care for this one, but I don't know. Maybe after a few plays we'll feel the same. I don't know. But right now we're going to hold on to it. We shall see what happens. Come on. Down.
But we like cooperative games.
We do like cooperative games, and we've got friends who like cooperative games.
We played this with Doug and Sarah, and they liked it.
Yep.
Did we play just the one? Or, no,
we only played once. We only
yeah.
played once. Yeah, we just had a little bit of time after role player. All right. It was on sideways. Okay, now it's right. Anyway, that is Tesseract, and it is going to stick around. I want to, like I said, I want to figure out the finesse to this one. All right.
Next, we have Tetris Link. This was
Tetris. This is the board game of Tetris.
Pretty much, yeah.
You can play 4-player. It felt like
you're not knocking the pieces
that's
out.
true. Well, yeah, that would be almost impossible. So here's your board. Now there are some stands to help it stand up properly.
This is kind of the Tetris version of
Drop It.
Drop It, yeah.
Yes, basically, yeah.
But this came out first.
Yes, you are rolling a die to see which piece you get. Everybody has the exact same set of pieces, and it's all sorts of shapes. You've got your L's, you've got your straight pieces, you've got your small T's, you've got, I think there was even a large T in here, you've got your solid squares, you've got your zigzags, all the different pieces. So what happens is at the start of your turn, you're rolling a die. If you roll the symbol, then you get to choose which piece you put down. But otherwise, you have to put down whatever piece came up. In this case, I would put down this one. You lose points. Everybody starts, and you see all these little markers on the side. Everybody starts at, I think, a 5 because you can lose points. If you create a hole, so if I were to put this in like this, I would create 2 holes, and I would lose 2 points. Or a point. I think you lose a point.
Yeah.
The goal here is you're wanting to link some of your pieces together. 3 or more pieces linked together gets you points. Creating holes loses you points. Other players are going to be adding their pieces in, trying to block you from getting pieces put in. So you're basically doing that, trying to link pieces together while keeping your opponents from doing the same thing. I liked it. I did. I thought it was very interesting. See, there you go. It hit that organization part of my brain where trying to make everything fit. You know what I mean? I think we decided to go ahead and let this one go because I just don't see it coming off our shelf. I feel like we really like Drop It. And Drop It, I feel like, has more, not necessarily strategy.
Yeah, I was going to say strategy, but no, this has
some strategy. But it has more, I don't even want to use the word randomness, but Drop It, the pieces move. When you hit them, you never know where you're going to land. So you could, it has more laughs involved.
Risk.
Yeah, it has more risk. It has more laughs involved. And when I play this kind of game, that's what I want. I want laughs. I want that piece to be able to bounce around, and instead of gaining 5 points, I got nothing because everything moved.
Yeah.
And this doesn't do that. I do like it, though. I think it is an interesting game. But yeah, that is Tetris Link. We are unfortunately going to let it go, though, because it takes up a lot of space. Yeah. All right.
Now we have TetraTrax.
TetraTrax. Same concept. Only this one's only 2-player. This one has, and this has
a lot of pieces to get put together.
This has a lot of pieces that's set up. So yeah, you set your board up, and each player is choosing what they're dropping this time. You don't have
this is the one
roll.
that the lines are only a certain way.
No,
you
that
can
one
do
is
it.
2.
No,
that one is
those
2.
you
but
could do it
this one
anyway.
is very specific. Oh yes,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. You can't put this in like this. You have to put it in like this.
Yeah.
Now what was the goal?
And like this one, you can't be like that. You have to go this way.
I'm trying to remember the goal of this one. This one was the object is scores many points as possible. Oh, you want to touch your opponent's tiles. Whereas the other one, you want to touch your own. This one, you want to touch your opponent's tiles.
That's right. So however many of their tiles you touch with your piece is how many points you get. Yeah.
So you're trying to intermix.
So yeah,
and
if you
the
had
game,
to block out.
Yeah. And again, I thought it was an interesting game.
So like this would be 2 points because I'm touching 2 of your tiles.
Yes. We're going to let this one go too, mostly because it's missing a piece, and I have, despite how much I have searched for that piece, I cannot find it. But same concept. It's only a 2-player game.
Yeah, and it's not really. It doesn't really affect the game.
It doesn't.
You just don't have that one left piece.
Right.
The other player just pulls that piece out.
Right. But
we're not going to play
Drop It's better.
Yeah.
I like that variability of Drop It better or more. So. All right, but that is TetraTrax. It's going to leave a collection as well. All right.
We have Avengers Thanos Rising, the deck building game.
Avengers Infinity War. All right, so this is does it say deck building game?
No, but it's a deck building game.
It's a tableau building game. It's not a deck. There's no deck you're drawing cards from. It's a tableau. Just saying.
It's a card game. How about that?
It is a card game. It's also a dice game. All right. So we've used this one enough that we've had to sleeve the cards because we've played this one quite a bit. This is one of my favorite dice games. So on your turn, every player, well, first of all, before we do that, you have your Infinity Gauntlet. Each one of these comes with 1 stone. When it fills up with dice, that stone comes over here to the gauntlet. That's bad. So this is all out. The goal is not to let Thanos get his gauntlet full. Each player starts off with one leader. And you have a few choices. You have 5 bases.
And a leader.
And a leader.
Each base starts with a certain leader.
This one is Avengers Compound. You've got Nowhere, Wakanda, the Sanctum Sanatorium. I don't remember how that's pronounced. And Nidavellir.
Sanctum Sanctorium.
Sanctorium. Thank you. I could not.
And
get
it's
that
top.
word
It
out.
tells you what leader you get.
What leader? Right. So depending on which base you get, depends on the leader you get. Like Nidavellir gets Thor, and
the Avengers Compound is Captain America. Nowhere is Gamora. Wakanda, of course, is Black Panther, and Sanctum, that one is Doctor Strange.
All right, so you've got your base, you've got your leader. Whichever leaders are not chosen, go back into the deck and get shuffled into the hero deck. So you've got your leader. This tells you which dice that you get to start the game with. And your leader tells you his abilities. Like Doctor Strange's ability is if I have another green hero with the little green diamond. If I have another green hero on my team, I get to roll an extra green or black dice each turn. That's pretty good. So he starts, though, with 3 red and a green. So I would have 3 red and 1 green die. And then you've got your bad dice in here. Your bad dice are, well, they're bad. At the start of each turn, you make sure that the board is full. Each area around Thanos takes 3 cards. Some are good, some are bad. Some are better than others, that's for sure. So like, for instance, this one is the Collector. He's actually a purple hero. This is the Royal Talon Fighter. That's a blue hero. The fighters typically remove damage, so you want to get at least 1 on your team. And then you have your villains. The villains are bad. You have to defeat the villains or they continue to do damage to you and your heroes throughout the game. So you have all these cards laid out. At the start of your turn, you have to decide where you want to go. And you take your token, whoever you decided to play. So I'm Doctor Strange, so I would take my green token and I would decide where I'm going to go. So I'm going to go over here. Let's see. Oh, here's a green hero. There's 2 green heroes over here. There's the Statesman, where I can remove a damage from a hero each round. And there's also Heimdall. Add 1 damage to an undamaged villain. That's pretty nice. So I'm going to go over here. Great. Well then, let's see, he's probably facing that way. You have to make sure his fist is facing a direction. You roll the die. These dice tell me that I'm going to put 1 damage cube onto the orange, or I guess it's yellow, to the yellow
No, it's orange.
stone. Oh, that's the yellow. Yep, you're right. So I'm going to put 1 onto here, and I know they all have names, and I don't know what any of them are. So that's the time stone. I know that. Green is time. Blue is soul, I thought.
No, blue's the Tesseract, which is
Power? I don't
power
remember.
or something like that. Anyway,
As big of a Marvel fan as I am, I should know these, and I don't.
I think red's
Red's
reality.
the power. Is red reality?
Where's purple? I don't know. I'm sure somebody out there knows
I
what
know.
it is.
I'm sure they do. Anyway, so I would add a stone to that. 1 out of 5 is not bad. Or not a stone, I'm sorry, a damage cube, one of the yellow cubes. When it gets to 5, then the stone goes into the gauntlet, and that one flips over, and it now does something bad to us every time orange is rolled here. So then I do this one. This is telling me I have to move Thanos to the right. So Thanos moves over to here. Phew, not the area I'm in, but he does damage to both heroes that are here. And he activates this villain. And this villain states that if Thanos is in this sector, add 1 damage to all red and purple heroes. Well, there's a purple hero, so the Collector just got 2 damage put onto him. Then I can take my turn. I grab all the dice I start the game with, 3 red and a green. I grab all my dice and I start rolling.
Yep.
Great. I have a POW symbol. I have a planet. I have one of the eyes, the little triangle eyes, and I have a web. That's a lot of variability. Each one of these requires specific dice in order to claim them. This guy requires a web and 2 of the eye symbols. Now, on the back of the book, it tells you which colored dice have better symbols than the others do. Like the green die gets 2 eyes. There you go. The green die has a double eye on it. The red has the double pow on it. I want to say the black has the double planet, and the blue has the double web. So maybe my green rolled a single of these, but, oh, that was a web. Give me my web back, because I'm going to keep my web. I could keep this one too, since I have 1, but this guy could roll a double, so maybe I'm going to do that. I can roll up to 3 times.
Yep.
But I have to claim at least 1 dice each turn. So I would put this die here because I'm going to keep the web. I could also finish him off. I could do a damage toward him, but I really want the statesman. So I'm going to roll again. I roll again. I get nothing, but I have to keep 1 of these. So, okay, fine. I'll keep the web and try to do some damage to him while I'm at it. I roll again. Ooh, I got my double eye, and I got a pow, which does nothing. Too bad that wasn't a planet, because then I could have done him damage too. So I got that. I get to keep this guy. He becomes part of my entourage.
And if he had any damage on it, it'd go away.
It goes away, right.
You miraculously heal him.
If this had been a planet, I could also have done damage to him. In which case you take 1 damage cube, you put him on there. When he takes all the damage he can, he goes away. The goal is to take out 7 or 10, depending on your difficulty level, of the villains, and then you win. Alternatively, if Thanos takes out 10 heroes, you lose.
Yep.
The heroes could be heroes from out here, hence why you want to keep their damage down. Or it could be heroes out of people's hands. Those could be taken out as well. Each of the cards have their own abilities. Some of them require certain dice rolls. Like if I had grabbed Heimdall, in order to do his ability, I actually have to roll 2 of the Doctor Strange symbols. But if I had that, then great. Yeah, I have always loved this game.
Yeah,
it's cooperative. And we actually play this on a Lazy Susan now. It makes it so much easier.
Do we have a video of this?
Yes, we do have a video out of this one with Justin and Jacob. Anyway, Thanos Rising. It is definitely sticking around because, like I said, it is one of my guilty pleasure favorites. What?
Nothing. Go on.
Anyway, it is one of my favorites, so it is sticking around. So, yep. All right. Next. Last.
Theme Park Mania.
Oh my goodness. Okay. This one I will show some pictures of. It is very sprawling.
Yes, it is.
For it. This is a new Kickstarter we just got. We've played it a couple times now.
Well, it's been out for a year.
Well, that's true. We've played it twice. At 2-player when we've got it, and we played it the other day at 4-player. The goal of this game is to start from the front of the park, and you are building pathways through the park, or you are building train tracks that go around the outside of the park. Now, each of the train tracks do have pathways that go over them, so you can, even if the train cuts off somewhere, you can build a path to go over a person's train tracks and continue building outside of the train. Ultimately, you are building out rides in the park. So there's a stack of rides sitting out. Depending on the length of game you want, you use 12 or 16 rides. And then depending on the number of rides used, determines how many ticket booths, the number of rides used and the number of players, determines on how many ticket booths that each player gets and has the ability to build. So when you decide to build a ride, the rides are $4 to build. You're gaining money by laying down paths and by laying down train tracks. You're also gaining money when other players visit your ticket booths, or when you visit whenever you visit a ticket booth. Whenever you visit a ride you've never been to before, the front of the park pays you money.
Yes.
Can't beat that. That being said, that when you go to visit somebody else's ticket booth, the front of the park is still paying you money because you're getting that patron's admission fee. But now you have to pay the player who owns the ticket booth of the ride you just went to. To win the game, or to end the game, you have to visit all the rides. So, as I said, you are building pathways. When you build a path, you can build up to 2 paths. You get so much money per per path that you build. The only rule is you have to make the paths connect. They can't dead end into each other like so.
Right.
They cannot dead end into a ride or into an attraction. Or you can buy a ride. Now when you buy a ride, you can also build attractions. And there's a couple bins here full of attractions. You've got 6 stacks of attractions sitting on the edge of the board. You are choosing based on the icons on the back of each one. You can't see what it is. All you can see is icons on the back. There are greenery tiles or scenery tiles. Those can go anywhere. There are different, they don't get you any money in the end game though. They just kind of block off stuff. There are other, and I can't remember what they're called. They're basically generic attractions. This is a restroom, or there's an eatery, or that's actually belongs to a specific ride. Whoops. But there's all sorts of different attractions as well. Or there are ones that are very specific toward rides. Facilities, thank you. You do not have to match a ride specifically, but if you do, you get extra points. So for instance, this one here is a little flag. Well, down here at the bottom of the stack, now mind you, you cannot look through the stack. You have to choose what's on top. But if this guy happened to be on top, I could pick him up and put him next to this ride, and now I get extra points at the end of the game for it because I was able to match my facility with my attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you want to try to do that whenever possible. There is card play involved. You have, in order to move around the board, I should say, you have a number of cards in your hand, and you can play. Yeah, you have a number of movement cards, and this tells you how far you can move to get from attraction to attraction in order to visit them. Once you get to an attraction and you have visited that attraction, you've paid your ride fee, you put one of your little bitty meeples there to show that you've already been there. And then you move on. You move to a different ride. There are other cards that let you do specific things. Like this one says to build a free facility. This one says to move to a shop. So I can just literally move someplace else on the board for free. All I have to do is play the card. Go to a game stall. Oh, malfunction. Place the malfunction token on any ride. It doesn't have to be yours. It can be anybody's. There are ways to remove it. In order to visit it, you're going to have to remove it. But, so yeah, it's card play, it's tile placement, it's building. It hits a lot of points for me. I like everything about it. I feel like it's, I don't know, I hate to say it's not quite there, but yeah, it's not quite there. We did find a couple of snags in it when we were playing 4-player. Yeah. The same snags we found when we played 2-player, honestly. It just lays on top. But, matter of fact, let me move this over here and then it'll lay flatter. There you go. When discussing this with Doug and Mary after our 4-player playthrough, we decided on a couple of house rules that we want to try with it before we give up on this game. I like what it does. I feel like it's got potential. I'd
like to try playing some of those other boards. We didn't realize it was there. Yes. And there's an option too, when you play 3 to 4 players, you can actually play with all 20 rides.
Ooh, that'd make a massive park. I like that idea. Maybe we can get Doug and Mary to play it with us again, or somebody else. Yeah, I want to try some of the house rules we came up with, because one of the rules says you can't have a path dead end into anything.
Right.
So it just sits there open. But after all the paths are gone, there's nothing else you can do. You can't continue growing paths. And we ended up with a point where everything on the top of the facility stack, none of us could use. They just sat there stagnant for 2/3 of the game, or for a third of the game probably. So we thought maybe if once the roads are gone, once you've laid out all the paths, maybe you can build an attraction at the very end where that path just dead ends right into an attraction or into a facility. I mean, that makes sense, right? You see paths at amusement parks dead end into facilities. They lead directly to them. So we thought that might be a house rule that maybe would make it a little play a little easier. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll do a playthrough of this someday once we finally work out some of the bugs.
Yeah, but you're going to want to do it
We
by the
can't do
rules.
it.
You
That's
can't
true.
do it
We can't
those.
do house rules in a place.
So might as well learn it the correct way
That's
first.
true. We'll see. Oh, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Theme Park Mania. We're going to hold on to it. We want to explore this one some more. And that is it for this episode. Hopefully short and
Another
sweet.
long one.
I did not look at what time we started.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
It's at least an hour.
Anyway. Oh, shush. Anyway, that is it for tonight.
So until then, we'll see you at the next one.